WesWes Show.
Later in the Kalangor, but to kick off, probably the front headline, um, retirement of a NRL and a Warriors great, Shaun Johnson. Let's go straight to that retirement announcement, bro. Just your reaction off the back of, I don't know if you caught his podcast, just his own words as well, but just the timing and your thoughts on him pulling the plug on his career.
Oh yeah, I was so surprised, bro. Yeah, I was really surprised, man. I know this year has been a little bit injury plagued, and the results haven't gone away. Well, the whole team generally, but I thought last year, man, he was back to his best, and like rejuvenated Shaun Johnson. Like a Shaun Johnson that is combining not only his individual, solo plays that he can pull off. Probably didn't have the pace he once had, but I thought just as a general, like a number 7, I thought he was really coming into his own. And I don't know, what is he, 32 maybe? I'm just guessing here.
Yeah, about 32. Yeah.
But, you see with sports science, and especially in the halves, man, so a lot of these guys like Reynolds and all of them, these guys are going up almost into their mid-30s. So one, I was quite surprised. But then too, it was good to, I had a bit of it got me thinking about, like just an idea for possible writings and things like that. And so I kind of straight away compared him, how he sits in the realm of Kiwis in general, that playing in NRL, Kiwis in the halfback position. And, it's not, I don't want to say strong, but it's not big numbers we've had over the years. If you compare props, second rowers, wingers, all these power positions.
Where we've kind of stood at the top of the game in those positions.
Plenty of numbers, plenty of depth. But halfbacks, man, it's very, you find a good one is a real jewel. And yeah, just proud of, especially when he pulled on the black jersey, man. It takes me back to that. What was that World Cup, bro? I think it was like
man, that was maybe?
Where the semi-final against England, man, and bang, off his left, won us the game right in the dying stages. That try when he was still early, I think maybe his first or second year against the Broncos. Do you remember that try where he kind of just fucking beat everyone from halfway, and he turned the fullback inside out? That was one of his best first tries.
It'd be like 2012.
A little bit surprised. Especially the Warriors side of things, like what he brought last year, and a lot of the results fell on his shoulders. I thought maybe they'd be able to talk him around and to stick him up, but bro, I didn't hear his potty with the offers there. They look pretty cool, man. What you make of it, bro? What did he?
Yeah, like I think it's quite interesting, just that insight. Like it's usually kind of something that, it is a big decision. And so the timing, like just him being able to kind of get his story out there quickly before everyone kind of make a comment on it, was huge. And probably just very Kiwi of him, like just humble enough to kind of get out of the way, because so he kind of mentioned in there, so you kind of have to read into some of it, because he kind of mentions that the last offer they gave him to go another year made him kind of think. So that kind of, says, what was the offer then, not worth as well? But he didn't kind of bring it across like that. So I think he's kind of saying, he needs to contribute in another way. Talked about, just some restrictions in his body. So yeah, real hard kind of the timing, like last year, probably one of his best. So probably the drop in level, like he knows the season as well. He kind of spoke to that, the expectations of the comp and everyone adjusting to the Warriors. So he was pretty good in kind of opening up, but also kind of, I think it's just the media pressure, but just I guess it was very different for everyone. So I think him knowing his body. So I think it's a real humble thing to do. Kind of, I mentioned like a few episodes ago when they kind of had him on the sidelines and wasn't starting him.
Sorry to bump in. You said get out of the way. Like, what do you feel he feels like the boys beneath him are coming through and are performing better? Do you think that's what
No,
that
I
means, or
think
what?
just he's such like you mentioned, he's so talismanic that it's quite hard to have him in the room still there, kind of like as a matua that has to be on the field, where it's like they'll always kind of give him that first chance, even if someone's like playing, you know, Tamaide probably had a bad off week the week before, and when he's kind of firing, and you mentioned it too, when he's not the form player, why would we try and still have him in the team? Why would we try and start him? And I think for him, that's the kind of getting out of the way. That is so much respect, so much of any kids coming up are always going to be like, oh no, but we should like, and they won't speak bad of him. So I think it's kind of one of those things that he really, as much as he had such a great year last year, and he probably could get that form back. I think just him kind of knowing his body and calling it is probably better for the Warriors. Kind of he spoke to the point like um it's probably bad timing, but it's not like he's given up the hope that he spoke of last year. Like he was excited, and he's kind of realized that his body can't do what he's really excited about what's happening, but he still believes that that's in kind of in the system in the team. So I think it kind of helps quell any worries there. Like, oh, this guy can see what's happening and getting out now. I think it's very much the opposite, realizing that he needs to give the club a chance to either find a new talismanic player, like let some others kind of come to the fore, or let them go out and search for a. I mean, there's no one on the market, and so you got to really trust in the guys like Tamaide. But you're seeing the team. So we'll touch on the team later about depth, but I guess that's one concern. But I don't think it's kind of the question around salary cap that it frees up money to bring in a new player. Because obviously, what was he getting? Maybe 500 or 600. It'd probably be less than that, maybe a 300 contract, which is a big drop. I guess huge numbers to us. Everyday people go, oh, why are you crying about that? Whereas, you've lived that lifestyle for so long, it is a huge drop. So, yeah, I think, yeah, in terms of Tommy and just the stuff he said, um, yeah, I don't know. I just feel like I don't want to make too much comment. I feel like he's going to get roasted kind of either way, just the way the public are, like all on his back when they're on him. But the season's gone, and whether he said it now or at the end of the season, it doesn't really make a difference. It's just something that's been quelling on his mind, and I think the fact that there's so much that he has or like he's still processing it, but he can speak to it. It kind of just makes it hard to be like, well, what? Yeah, either the injuries kind of clicked because he said it's been something that he joked about for a long time. But when you have a season like last year, like when in the season, I wonder did something make him feel like that might not be the year? Like they kind of had a rough start, and so maybe it was just the media, maybe it's just the tipping point. Um, yeah, that's my initial kind of thoughts on the timing and just coming out of it, knowing that and he mentioned, I'm going to still go out and he could probably play some, yeah, maybe without the pressure, not worrying about all the other stuff. Maybe he's going to pull off 4 more games like what we saw last year, and everyone's going to go, "Why are you retiring then?"
I feel like had he been at a different club, like a successful Aussie club, man, you'd go down as one of the greats. Just being
Yeah,
surrounded by the right culture, the right coaching staff, players around him. Not to disrespect the players that's played with him over the years at the Warriors, but I think being a one town team, being in New Zealand, which the
yeah,
Warriors are pretty got a massive fan base, massive coverage in the media.
yeah.
It doesn't matter if it's Shaun Johnson, whoever plays number 7, and all those players,
The
they all
Warriors,
get it,
yeah.
man. They all get it, and
And I think that's what the Aussie media doesn't get is that so everything that's come out of the Aussie media is around the Broncos, and I guess it's the Australian teams, and that's been the big thing, and so it's been good for a Warriors fan here because kind of listening to the media is like you don't hear much about the Warriors because it's like so focused on the Broncos, but over here we're in such a bubble, so they assume the Warriors don't get bad stuff. And so it's all internal. It's just this bubble. And I guess that's the pressure he feels. Like if
oh
he was
man,
a
the fans
Broncos
back home
seven,
there and
yeah,
the
yeah,
Warriors fans,
ruthless. Yeah,
first hand I've seen it, man. They will lift you up. and then the
Love you
moment
hard
great
and
guy.
hate you harder. Yeah.
Yeah, hard out, bro. So I wonder if how much of that has played a part just on someone just mentally and having to deal with that, and in the age that we are, where
Mm-hmm.
anyone, two idiots have mics and can do their own podcast, and everyone's got to
Yeah.
say on the comment,
Exactly.
can comment
Exactly.
on anything, and you don't
Yeah.
have to be fucking, everyone's got a mic, man, and
And
I
especially
don't
in the
know, bro.
bubble, like I was saying, this bubble of New Zealand, and he's had to live through that transition. So
Yeah,
you get a lot of younger guys like Nathan and all those guys, Bizzo, they're used to the social media stuff. Whereas Sean came from the nothing to this and now, so he's like us, like kind of having to deal with these negative comments and like, oh
yeah.
shucks, what do you
At the
do
same
with this?
time, that
It's easy
at
to
the
tell people, well, just turn it off, but that's your life, like that's his livelihood. Like without
yeah,
that, he's got no
he
future as
seems
Shaun
like
Johnson.
a
Yeah,
guy that wears his heart on his sleeve, man. But
yeah,
yeah, you're right.
yeah.
You got to play and buckle that up. But I do want to say that as a warrior, man, fuck, surely he's up there with probably one of your best, the best, if not
Yeah,
close to it. I mean, look at his. It was quite poor in 2018. Was it 2018 or 20? I think 2018. It took them to the first time in the finals for a while, bro. And then 2019,
team.
he signed a 3-year contract with the Sharks, and that was the
Yeah,
point
the
in
Sharks.
his career. I don't know. I remember something between him and Kearney. Maybe it was
Yeah,
just Kearney and just a preference. But to go through that and to move home, someone who's a Hibiscus Coast Raider, he's a Warriors fan through and through. He's been quoted as saying, he looked up to Stacey Jones, and then to debut for them and to play for such a long time, and then go to the Sharks. But not only that, come back to the Warriors, bro, and take
yeah.
them on the cusp of a preliminary final. That was huge. Last year was huge, man. And so we forget about that, bro. Like
Yeah.
just what he's done for the Warriors. Like, a lot of these Warriors fans will just shit on him because they expect premierships, bro. But man, there's a team game, bro. He's just a part of the puzzle, and a lot of
Yeah,
times these
and it's
halfbacks get
interesting
the
because
blame. Hey,
that kind of shone through, like just realizing that he can't do that for the team anymore. And that's a hard thing because, yeah, I guess the expectation on himself too, to steer the team. And I guess that's the thing. The Warriors have been a very much that seven's got a big job to, everyone talks about steering the team, but a lot of those teams steer it because everyone does their part. Like Cleary doesn't. Like you look at the way that Panthers system just keeps grinding because it's not all on Cleary. Like they've got a lot of plays and creativity from him,
yeah,
but
stuff.
that's still everyone doing their piece. Um, so yeah, a lot to take on his shoulder, and especially like you mentioned, the one and only General. He again came through the shadow of him as soon as he became like our next big thing. Then it's just that comparison. So you live under that comparison for so long, and the only way to be better than that comparison is win a premiership for the team. It's like,
Yeah.
man, how can you live and have that pressure? So maybe that kind of dwelled on the timing too. Like if he
What do you
goes
think
one more
about
year,
uh his legacy, bro? Like, for
nah,
Kiwi
definitely
halves,
well up
bro.
there
Yeah,
as a Kiwi half.
top three, eh? Definitely. I put Benji up there. I put Stacey. The reason why I put Benji because the length of time, but plus he got a premiership under his belt, and I know I just said that's it's a team game, but
Maybe top
but
five.
oh wow, well, you want to put him three? Who would you put him?
Well, you got Jerome Hughes still there at the moment, bro. No way you gonna forget Jerome Hughes. Like
Yeah, but right
coming
now,
through. Oh, you mean like a
Hugh,
great like has done their
Hughes
time and
is at his peak right now. Who knows? You could possibly right by the time Hughes finishes his career, he might be he may but Hughes got some premierships as well. But I don't know, bro. I think 260 odd games for the
mm.
Warriors, gone to a grand final or two, was it?
And I
One
think he's yeah.
one
I
grand
think a lot
final.
of people like as much as we kind of say a lot of negative stuff. I think he's I think everyone will respect like there's not too many that could actually go out and try and say nah he's crap, he's crap, he's crap. Like for what he's done for, yeah, I guess the game as well. Like, yeah, there's so many haters. I don't know. It'd be interesting because there's some real haters. It'd be interesting to hear them if they're still haters now. Like if they're just those emotional guys.
Oh,
And
you got to respect his body of work, man.
yeah, exactly. There's no way you can't put him right up there. Yeah, and I think so we'll probably hear more praises for his
But
but yeah, more just the choice and timing.
were you like, oh, good, Tomato Martin was playing better? or were you like,
Oh,
damn, we really needed him?
so yeah, I guess that's the thing. So watching the game, like, yeah, it was frustrating,
You
like,
were hating,
because
bro.
you
You
know
were
his bag
hating
of
this year.
talents. So I think his bag of talents, like, it's almost the way he changed the game last year is because he changed his style, but his style kind of is what happened this year, just following that game plan. Everyone had an off season to study it. But he's got so many more tricks, but he just kept to the game plan, and I think that's what frustrated me the most. So I don't know if that's where he talks about restrictions, like maybe he hasn't got that goosey as much as he used to, or just the bag of tricks seems to be put away because his kicking game, like he's never had that since last year, like just having that pinpoint kicking game, and just kind of the rest of the tricks went away, and it worked last year. So yeah, maybe that was part of the restriction, that because that was what frustrated me most, is that he's so talented, yet he kind of just stuck to the game plan and going with those same kicks that weren't hitting the mark.
Oh, I don't think he had that pace that he used to have. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
That was a
that's a
big
big,
piece of his arsenal, bro. But I
yeah,
thought his game management was coming together as a
yeah.
7. He was doing his job.
As a seven, yeah,
He was
yeah,
finishing off the sets good. But you guys, when I say you guys, Warriors fans, just expected more. Expected him to the 2012 Johnson. I don't know, but that's my
yeah.
take.
But full tribute, and amazing portfolio of work for his time at the Warriors and Kiwis. No, I think he's got a bright future ahead, whatever it contains. I don't know if he well, we see him you see him as a bit of a commentator, talker, analyst, coach. You see him anywhere in the coaching box anytime soon?
Bro, you know these players these days,
What
they
they can
start
see,
playing
eh?
media, bro. His podcast, taking off, man. They just started with,
Yeah. It's only episode 4 and dropping this. That's pretty
yeah,
much his new life now, easily.
that's it. And
All he
but
has to
like,
do is talk once a week, and that's
yeah,
his pay
bro,
packet.
off the field, what he can make, man, through his brand, man,
Yeah,
sky's the limit, bro.
exactly.
Even coaching, if he wants to go down that road, have a job at the Warriors for life. Who knows? But yeah, I don't know, man. But all the best for him. Hopefully, the Warriors boys can help deliver him a few dubs between now and the end of the year, man. The next few games.
All right, mate. He'll be happily watching them succeed next year. All right, let's get into it. Let's